fine after the first slice. And when you come from the bottom, it's more appreciated. You give a hustler a dollar, it's more accumulated.
Happy Wednesday. Happy Winning Wednesday. Happy Healthy Wednesday. I am super excited to have you join me this afternoon for the Legacy Lab. 60 minutes to Black financial freedom. I am your host, Stephanie Miller Henderson, and I am super excited, super grateful that you chose to hang out with me this afternoon. Now, you know that the Legacy Lab airs on IntellectualRadio.com, airs on Intellectual Radio's YouTube channel every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. So definitely make sure you go to the YouTube channel, you subscribe so that you get all of the notifications about the Legacy Lab. You do not want to miss this. Woo. All right. It's Women's History Month, right? And so in honor and recognition of Women's History Month, I have shouted out some women in my life, Black women whom I support, right? I support Black-owned businesses. I am intentional about supporting Black-owned businesses. I think and I know that together everyone achieves more. And so during the first episode, I was rocking Glamorous, which is a jewelry line by my first lady, Thursday Flint. I also rocked some tees, some tees that said, you know, I'm a travel business owner, a t-shirt that talked about building an empire, leaving a legacy, making an impact. And that was from my CVS, my Cavalier sister, Melissa Durham, the owner of Craft It Up. She makes all the things, okay? Anything that you can think of that you want customized, Melissa can do that. And then on today, I don't know if everybody can see this hat, this custom hat. It says Chicago girl. I'm a Chicago girl, East Side to be exact. Okay. You already know I'm from the East Side of Chicago. I said it. I'm not ashamed of it. I feel like some great people, some wonderful individuals have come from the East Side of Chicago. And so there it is. And my t-shirt says support your local home girl. And let me tell you that both of these items also comes from my fellow Cavalier sister. Shout out to Chicago Vocational Career Academy, one of the largest high schools, the largest high school on the south side of Chicago. Tootie Ross. Tootie Ross. She is the owner of YAGD Print Shop, and that is located at 12714 Southwestern. Now you can follow her because I don't know if you can see this hat. I know you can see it on Facebook Live, but you see this little piece right here, this little blingy piece. That is a signature item. If you go into her shop, you're going to see a lot of her hats, you know, with the nice sayings on it, but with this little blingy signature, right? And so the YAGD stands for, it's an acronym for You Ain't Got This. And I don't think nobody got this, right? And so that's what that is. And so you can follow the print shop at YAGD_print shop on Instagram. And so all this month, I have get free promo. It's just been free promo, you know, free for the people, encouraging, you know, people to you know, just be more supportive. I talked a lot about reciprocity. I talked a lot about how I'm really intentional with supporting Black businesses and how we have to make sure we are reciprocating that. And so there is really not a moment where I'm gonna walk out my door and I'm not sporting something that came from someone. No knock to Gucci, no knock to Prada, and no knock to Fendi, but make sure you're doing your research. A lot of these high-end retailers don't even want us to wear their items. And so I'm just going to keep it all the way real and say that we are a brand, right? Just be your own brand. Um, I'm gonna just also shout out though that if you are a business owner, or you have an organization or some sort of program and you would like to sponsor the Legacy Lab, because all things wealth, you are definitely in alignment with increasing Black wealth yourself. And so if that is you, whether you are a bank, whether you are a private, organization, or you have an initiative that you want to promote, definitely give me a call at 708-658-4735. And I would love for you to be a sponsor of this show. Now, we just gonna keep this thing moving. I'm super excited, y'all. Before we move to the next thing though, let's set the tone for April, because April is Financial Literacy Month. Okay, and so I'm gonna go all the way in April. I kind of went in on the first few episodes, but I feel like I'm really going to go all the way in April. So make sure you are tuned in on Wednesday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Intellectual Radio, YouTube. You can catch me on Facebook Live, but we definitely would prefer for you to view via YouTube. Now, I have two amazing individuals sitting to my right, and I'm super excited. For one, that they responded to the call and they have flexibility in their schedules. I think that's a perk of being your own boss, y'all. Right? You get to make your own schedule.
Yes.
And so sometimes at the last minute, you might have to pivot. Like Steph just called and said she want us to be a guest on her show. So okay, we're gonna work this thing out. And so thank you so much. And I would be remiss if I didn't shout out Wanda and Earl of Intellectual Radio. They are the reason why we're here and why, ordinary individuals from across the city who just have something to say can say it. So thank you, Wanda, and thank you, Earl, for your heart and for your passion and for your vision.
Big ups.
Yeah, so that is super awesome. And so this Saturday at the Divine Purpose Fine Arts Center, located at 9210 South Commercial Avenue, I will be your host for the first Black professionals and business owners networking event. Yes, y'all. This is a big deal. I want y'all to know. Look, if you all have not RSVP for this, you are going to miss it. From 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., we are just all love. It's all love in the building. We are coming to support the small businesses. I like to say small businesses with a big impact. So look, we had space for 8, but we have 10 businesses. We've squeezed. We gonna squeeze some tape. We gonna make it work out. Okay.
That's what we do.
It's a small space, but we are packing it out. We have 10 featured businesses. And I'm super excited about this. Anywhere from you have like your exquisite chefs to your jewelry to your household bargains, your fragrances, just so many things, right? We also have artists showcases because guess what? The artists they're a business, right? And so these are artists that are out here with their copywritten material and making it happen all across the country. And so you don't want to miss this because on every hour, we're going to have one of those artist business owners to showcase their gift and their talent that God has blessed them with. And so I'm super excited, y'all. It's going to be a whole party. It's going to be a whole vibe.
I'm excited.
And it's just going to be just Black excellence.
That's it, period.
Right? And so look, I have two amazing people to my right. I said that, but let me just say this. I connected with Keisha through Karshina Washington, who is the owner of the Divine Purpose Fine Arts Center, right? And I know she's watching. She is my sister in success. She's my business partner. We are both on a wealth building journey together. And once you get two women of faith with their minds made up, okay, by the time you see me, you just never know. I might be that millionaire already.
Period.
And so I'm working on my million. I'm on my millionaire journey. And Karshina is right there with me. Why? Because we're going to use those finances to fund those things that God has for
Absolutely.
us. And that's what it's all
Absolutely.
about.
Nice.
And so, look, I met Keisha and, we were talking about her, being a vendor for the event. And then she started talking about her husband, Priestley, who does like videography and they've done some great things. I'm gonna let them talk about it, but it was very humble, as we are humble individuals.
Yes, ma'am.
Because we believe that God will exalt us, so we gonna remain
Absolutely.
humble.
Absolutely.
1,000%.
1,000%, right? And so I met her, and she's like, well, look, why don't I get my husband to come and do like some promo, do like a video, you probably get voluntold some stuff. That's right, not the first, right? That's not the first time. And so I was like, well, yeah, okay, that sounds wonderful. And the first thing I said, maybe not the first thing, but one of the things I said when I talked to Priestley is like, look, I can't pay you. I can't pay you, but because to be honest, the services, we see a lot of videos and things on social media, and we don't realize like the
What
work that goes into it and what it costs.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm gonna be able to pay for your services.
Period.
I will. Trust that. I got it in my brain. But right now, what Priestley said was, look, I'm not worried about that.
Yes.
He's like, I'm not worried about that,
Yes.
because he already knows, he believes, that he reaps what he sows.
Period.
And so when he's
Yes.
sowing into other women and men, other Black women and men, he knows it's gonna come back to him
Triple.
100-fold.
100-fold.
What it say? Good measure, pressed
Press
down. Come on.
shaking over.
That's what the word
Running
says.
over.
Running
That's right.
over.
Running over.
So why not give little old Steph
Big old
Little
stuff.
bit-
Millionaire stuff. So y'all speak
little
loud.
video,
Millionaire.
to help promote
Millionaire stuff.
the event, right? And so that's what he did, and I really appreciate that.
Oh,
Thank you
proud
so
of
much for that.
You're doing a
And
great thing.
and now you're here because I'm like, why not have Priestley and Keisha come and share with me on this last Wednesday
Last
of
Wednesday,
March, right
Yes.
before the event. And so I'm gonna throw it to these two individuals. We think about, power couples, we say power couples, but I'm gonna tell you, you see them right now. You better get a good look at them,
Period.
because you just
Amen.
don't know what God has in store
Amen.
for his people.
That's
And so
it.
you want to make sure you're connected. That's why you need to get in the building on Saturday. Get connected. Do not underestimate the fact that it's on commercial. I'm gonna say that, because
Yeah.
just because it's not, on Michigan Ave, on the Magnificent Mile,
She's about to make me shout.
does not mean I'm gonna tell you what they say. What good things can come from the east side of Chicago.
Some great.
I'm gonna
great
tell
things.
you. All right, look, I'm gonna throw it to Keisha
Yeah.
and Priestley of Vein Entertainment Network. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, talk a little bit about what they do in their business, how you even arrived at where you are today.
Mhm.
Let's just kind of start there.
All right. Well, I'm going to kind of piggyback off of what Steph was saying. Y'all, when God wants you to do something or be somewhere, you better be obedient to that thing, right? Because when I was reintroduced to you, I gave her my number. She was like, I already got your number in my phone under something else.
Oh,
You remember that?
see?
Yeah. And it was like, oh, wow. And with Karshina, it was the same thing. She was like, I got your number underneath my phone and something else. So it was meant for us to come back around together. So who God joins together, not just in marriage, y'all, but who God joins together, no man can separate that. So it was meant to be.
Yeah.
So as well as my husband, when I met my husband, I tell y'all the love story.
Okay.
I met him in college. So this is my college sweetheart. A lot of y'all got high school sweethearts. Nah, I experienced love when I was ready to experience love.
Okay.
So when I first saw my husband coming across the stage at SIU Salukis, woo, 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 period.
All right, SIU.
I saw with him, and I just felt like God said, that's for you. That's yours. That's your husband right there. He's about to be your Boaz. So prepare yourself.
Ooh.
And I was like, prepare myself. What? man, he older than me. I don't want to be with him. He ain't gonna want me. I'm a freshman. And God says, I see your value and he sees your value. So you have to see your value. I don't know if it's some single women out there who are looking for their Boaz, but I stand here as a married woman of 20 years this year telling you, if you just wait and hold on, because we got to build up women. Because the first thing you got to do as a business owner is have your mind renewed. Because even in the word, it says that you have to be renewed by your mind. So I can't come to him and he's a manly man and I'm coming to him with manly aggression too. Right. So you got to, have that lined up. So being a business owner, specifically, this is Women's Month. Women, you got to control that man part of you. We came from their womb. We came from their rib, but we ain't got to be the rib. All right. So as a business owner, that's how we started off. When I met Priestley, I was acting and singing and he was like filming me. And I was like, okay, I'm on stage. He was like, hey, I'm always just like he is now, quiet, kind of like I'm behind the scenes. Yeah. That's how he has been. But since day one, I'm like, what is it that you do? I want to help you. I want to promote you. I want to boost you up. He's like, I do video. We were at a church, Valley Kingdom. Shout out to Valley Kingdom Ministries. And they were like,
Valley Kingdom. I think I did an event at the House of Hope. Maybe that's where it was some at the House of Hope with the church, I believe.
Yeah.
And I was a vendor there.
But he's done a lot.
Okay.
So So even then it was like, hey, what hey, my boyfriend, because he's my boyfriend at the time, was like, he do video, y'all. He's this and he's that. And so he walked into a room before he even got there. And they were like, well, we heard about you already. We seen your work and it's phenomenal. So your gift will make room for you. Yeah. Rooms are in homes. Homes is real estate. Real estate is money. So whatever gift you have, you go out there and you do that. And that brings me to where we are today as, like she says, the power couple. I'm so honored that you would even call us that, because this ain't nothing but God.
Yeah. Right.
This ain't nothing but God. So we started out as Pre's Eye back in the day, 20 years ago we started off as...
years ago.
Yeah, it had to be about 20 years ago.
Yeah, and I'll tell the story after my wife.
Yeah, I'm a yield, but yeah. So my part of Vein Entertainment, which we're going to get to, is you got to know your role as being a business owner. Some people get burnt out, because they try to do everything and be everywhere and do this and do that. Yeah. But you got to know who you are and whose you are and what gifts you have. So having said that, I'm going to turn it over to my husband, Priestley Williams, who is our head producer, who is the CEO, who is media consultant, who is my king, period. And I will turn that over to him, and he's bring us up to where we are today with Vein Entertainment.
All right.
Okay, thank you to my beautiful wife.
Y'all just let me get the Kleenexes behind me.
And like she said, my name is Priestley, like a priest in the church. I love to say that because ever since I was young, and speaking of the East Side, Stephanie, I actually came from the East Side.
Okay, see, I knew it was something about you. You see, y'all.
Kingston.
So, hey, give it up. Yeah,
right.
East Side.
75th in Kingston.
Yes, that's that's East Side, y'all. Okay.
Used to go to Langley Church.
Okay.
Right there. So, but yeah. So I really appreciate, the name Priestley now over the years, because when I was young, every time an adult asked me what my name was, I would say Priestley, and they would always light up and say, "Ooh, that's a powerful name." And so, all the way up until now, so, going through life, ups and downs, and you learn some things over the years, the old Playboy type stuff, I went through all of that and learned a lot. So, God had me on this journey to act Priestley, really know that God is 1000%. I had all the signs in the past, and, I would straddle the fence, be on both sides. So, and I was always told, even by my beautiful mother-in-law, that I shouldn't straddle the fence.
Yeah, the laugh at that.
You know how the mother-in-laws can
be.
I shouldn't straddle the fence, but I take it into mind, but I thought about it, and over time, I realized that, you have to be on one side, because God will teach you. I used to have this much room, of grace and mercy. And what you do is learn over time. I realized that gap closed.
That narrow path. You talking about that narrow path.
Yeah.
Of letting you get away with things.
Come on, business owner. Come on, business owner. School.
So, the reprimand behind, doing something I knew I wasn't supposed to do was no longer, I didn't have that same grace. I get reprimanded right away. So that's when I knew it was real, 1000%. So no one can tell me about God. And that's why, nothing negative about God. And the path I've been on has just been extraordinary. So just to get in real quick, because I can get long.
But that's wisdom talking.
I'm listening.
Now, I thank God that I went to the military, because, I had guys, who I still love to this day. We was in the streets, so, and we used to date a lot. Really, I was one of the playboy types.
A lot. Mm-hmm. Yes, he was.
And, had I not went to the military, I think the military saved my life because it gave me discipline and the structure I needed in order to realize how good school and just, improving yourself was all about, because going through elementary school was horrible for me, for various reasons. I'm sure a lot of people can, have testimony to their own, journeys. But after the military, I realized, oh man, the way they taught me how to learn, I learned how to be a tank systems mechanic. M1 Abrams is the big tanks that shoot. I was going into the military at the time, I thought, to work on computers. They told me, oh, you want to work on computers? Because I had a friend that was like, hey, come talk to this guy for me. He was trying to get me to join the military so he can get some extra rank. But I didn't know anything about the military. I just did anything for my friend. So I went and talked to him, and he, convinced me to join the military. So I told him I want to work on computers. He said, what you want to do? I want to work on computers, because I used to always play with the old Commodore VIC-20, if anybody know about that. Commodore VIC-20.
Now my ministry.
So they used to have these little programs and stuff. So I used to love playing and taking things apart, taking my parents' speakers apart. And
that's that gift, y'all. He preparing that gift.
Yeah. So and I'm getting to that. So I end up going to community college, South Suburban. I went to college when I was in the military. It became real easy after learning how to be a mechanic, because I thought I was going to be working on computers, but there were big computer parts, in the tank. So I learned a whole new profession, and thank God my father did instill in me. That's why it's important that fathers, or parents, period, instill things in their children that it may seem like it's not nothing, but it'll be something down the road. So he used to have me, just go grab random tools. And if I came with the wrong tool, he'll let me have it, So, but it worked out for me when I went to the military and learned how to be a mechanic, because I wasn't, I didn't think I would do such a thing. So I ended up being a good mechanic and learned that school was real good, real easy. And so I went to South Suburban College to get my associates in radio TV, because I used to always like, telling stories.